Welcome to episode 7 of Final Fantasy. It's about time we finally get to use that Mystic Key. it doesn't seem like a long time, but only episode 7, but in game it feels longer because you have these doors and you're passing them and you just want in. It's just kind of annoying. But I'll stop complaining about the Mystic Key being annoying. I've done that enough. Until now. So this door right here is the only one you actually need to go in. This chest is the only mandatory chest behind a Mystic Key door, but unfortunately, it is mandatory. So you have to have the Mystic Key to proceed. But the stuff, for the most part, is nice to have. Everybody will get a little bit of something. And whatever can't be used is, well, worth money. Because there's nothing bad behind these doors. Not that I can recall. Yeah, but we'll be visiting a lot of places. And, in some instances, running into enemies in set tiles that don't occur naturally in the dungeon. Like these gargoyles. We saw these in the Marsh Cave. They're a little powerful to be here. But that's because they're in these specific tiles. So you couldn't run into them randomly. It's an interesting idea to have enemies from the dungeon you were just in before you even got to open this door in the first place guarding these chests. In fact, the plan was I was going to have like a little 4 to 5 minute session dedicated to backtracking for the Mystic Key, but I forgot how long it takes, so it instead gets its own episode. And I know, I said I wasn't gonna remove the axe for the mithril sword. And the rune blade is not as good as the mithril sword. But it felt okay. So this is my absolute favorite random encounter in the entire playthrough. I love how this thing plays out. It's just enough. No, I just wanted to show that off. There was no real reason to show it other than the red mage's little anger there. Yeah, I am currently lost in the elf castle. I'm trying to remember how to get to the Mystic Key door here, because I forgot to run around the outside of the castle. I thought you accessed it from within. No, just like Corneria, you have to go along the outside. And I don't know why that didn't occur to me. Yep, all good stuff. Money's always good, and the mithril hammer we picked up is Mary Sue's pan-ultimate weapon. Yep, she stuck with that until, like, one of the final dungeons. I think the second to last dungeon of the game is where we'll find the only weapon that will upgrade that. So get used to it. I at least have an excuse to get lost looking for this place here. There's no reason to explore beforehand. You just roam to Astos and you never have to come here. until now, where we're gonna fight some pretty potent enemies. Not these guys. These guys are pansies. Those other two chests, on the other hand, they're guarded. They're guarded by something quite fierce, actually. In theory. In practice, it's not that bad. But don't tell them that. Wouldn't want to hurt their feelings. Yes, yes, get to it. The falchion's not as good as anything you have equipped. Oh, but no, I know what's coming, so I decide to prepare by curing. Yeah, that's right. But we have to fight mummies. Now, they are undead, and they are dry and bandaged. So, fire! Oh, that was the wrong choice. You should have cast Dia. No, sometimes my head's not in the right place when I do these things. I was thinking, hey, these guys can be a pain. Why not heal to alleviate some of the damage? Without realizing that killing them would have also alleviated the damage. Like so. Sometimes I make some pretty bad decisions, but this game's not too hard. Like some of the more specific encounters will be hard, but like most of the time this is a pretty manageable game, I find, as long as you know what you're doing in a general sense. However, this time I've learned. Yep, that's the correct move. Yeah, as you can see, mummies will inflict sleep with a touch. Not always, you can resist, but it's a thing they can do. Makes them pretty tough. You know, in addition to hitting hard, they can hit you with a status effect that takes you out of the fight. Let me tell you, if they get the turn exactly right, that can spell bad things for you. So where else do we have to go after this, you might be wondering? Well, yeah, the Marsh Cave. And you have to go all the way to the end, about as far as you can go. I hate this dungeon for being annoying, and you have to visit it twice if you want everything here. So yeah, I did forget how long this would take, so I did not get that nice, neat 5-minute montage before we continue. Oh no. Like I said, the entire thing is just one giant mystic door quest. And it's one of the longer videos so far, too. But at least we level up for our trouble. That's always nice. So I decided to get clever here, see? I know where the encounter is. The set encounter in the tile. So I decided to go around the box. But the backside of the box is a set encounter, too. Got ambushed by anacondas. That's just terrible. Ugh. Backtracking. You know, backtracking's never any fun. I'm already really out of things to say. Let's see, off the top of my head, there's one more thing I ever really backtrack for. And that's not so bad, actually. But I could be forgetting something. I don't have the entirety of the game or the playthrough committed to memory. So, if it happens again, I'll be just as surprised as you. Yep. This encounter really wasn't probably not worth keeping. I just decided to keep it to add some flavor to the episode. You know, instead of just running around opening chests, show some random encounters as well as those set encounters. We have like 4 rooms down here. And but the third one's kind of interesting. We'll be seeing that in a second after we get these anacondas out of the way and get whatever's in this chest. But the third room confuses me because it's bound by the mystic key. It is. I have checked. I did a little bit of a practice file to check to make sure I knew what I was doing. And the third room just has these statues in it. And I'm like, what's the point? Why did you lock that? Ugh. But 6 werewolves for our trouble. Maybe that's what this room is. It's just a time sink to make you run into more encounters. I guess not all doors opened by the Mystic Key are worth entering. Unless there's something I don't know about in there, but in the practice file I checked everything there was to check. I couldn't find anything, and there's no set encounters either. Yeah, in addition to being able to poison you, I forgot that werewolves can also regenerate health. Too bad it's only 3 hit points, so it really doesn't make a difference for them. Like, it would have been a really neat gimmick if it was like 50 hit points or something. That would have been cool. But it's 3, so it's pretty meaningless. That's why I forgot about it last time I mentioned them. Ooh, more Pisco demons. Well, we're getting to the point where these guys are really not a problem. They'll hit hard, but we hit harder. Although the slash effect of the rune sword, it should be noted, is a little rainbow effect. I kind of dig that. It's kind of fun. And now that we're done with the Mystic Keys, we're going to Elfheim, because we gained a few levels in the process of going to those places, and we can afford to, well, we can buy the 4th level spells, and as a result of going to those places, we can also afford it. I promised I wouldn't cheat. It was just the one time, I promise. I don't do it again. Even though there was one point in time where I could have. Now, the white magic here is alright. Null Frost is pretty useful. But the black magic, level 4 black magic, this is it, baby. Haste. Yay! Also, Blizzara. Blizzara is a thing. Oh, well, we're at the end. That kind of snuck up on me. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.